Alright guys, so I got the Go Gun USA gas pedal from Hawaii sent to me. Grip. It's got instructions on it. It's pretty obvious that you're going to stick it on your gun. It's got a sticker. It's like a terrible sticker. It's a terrible sticker. Alright, oh, more instructions. Ooh, the CG for carry gun. Yeah, whatever.
Where's my parts kit?
Alright. Here's the original release that's on my gun. Here's the Go Gun gas pedal. Oop, I'm holding it upside down. So it's got a bit more area there, and it's quite a bit thicker compared to the original. What I noticed about the original one is it's got a lot of wear along the top strip here. And after doing some thinking about why, I noticed that when I grab my gun, my thumb is already resting on top of that. And this is a X grip, so I'm already resting my thumb on top of that when I'm shooting. So my initial impression of it is, because it's all worn here, is my thumb's already sitting there. So this is just going to be a nice spot for my thumb to sit. Real easy installation. It just replaces the takedown pin. Nothing special. I'm just going to jam it on there. Here it is on the gun. Here's a comparison gun. So you see, as far as how high up off the gun it comes, it's quite a bit more. Supposedly it fits inside the box. I don't have a box to demonstrate, but when I grip the gun now, where when I was gripping it before, my thumb was lying on top of the takedown pin. So now it's lying on top of the takedown pin just a little bit lower. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good. Let's talk about actually using it now. So I got some targets up on the wall. I'm going to stand on this side and present. Let's find the... Did I even turn the stupid dot on? Alright, I'm trying to present through a camera lens here. This is weird. Freaking awesome, actually. What the focus? What the focus? Alright, so if I grip the gun like I normally do, I can drive the gun out, and I'm not putting any pressure on the gas pedal. I'm just pushing the gun out like I normally would. Alright, and I'm able to... I keep using my... instead of the camera lens. So if I just keep pushing out with my normal gripping the gun with this hand, I'm doing fine. If I try to overgrip by trying to make use of this pedal more than just a spot for my thumb to lay down to give me an index point that I've got an identical grip from last time, I find that I'm pushing the gun off to the side here. So this is typical of what I get if I put pressure. And I mean, it's natural. I'm putting an unnatural pressure on the gun here. I'm exaggerating now. So as far as managing recoil, I shot this in competition, 2 matches this weekend, both level 1. As far as using it to manage recoil, I don't recommend that. I tried it a couple times just because I'm supposed to be checking it out, right? So what I found is if I was trying to manage recoil, when the gun would recoil and I'm putting in an odd pressure here, even though I started off with the dot in the center, what would happen is as the gun came back and started to cycle down, I was pushing in this direction here. I'm going to exaggerate. I was pushing in this direction here, so when the dot would come back up, instead of it being a straight line like this, it was coming back into an arc, back into my field of view. And I'll show you what that looks like on the other side of the camera. If you've got a good baseline, if you've got a good grip on the gun, this will just be an index point for you to get a consistent grip. If you're trying to manage recoil with it, you're going to have a bad time. Alright, so normally when I shoot, when the gun snaps back into recoil, it'll drop back down into my field of view like this. It'll snap back and then drop back down. When I'm putting an abnormal pressure here, it was coming back like this, and then when I would see the dot come down, it would come down on the outside and then come back up here. Instead of me getting this up and down here, I was getting this kind of motion here. So I wouldn't recommend putting pressure into it. If you use it as an index point and just get a good grip on the gun like you normally would, it's going to be fine and it'll help out. Well, maybe not help out. That was the wrong word. All right, let's talk about holsters real quick. So here's my Red Hill Tactical, my normal, my EGW Area 8 Championship. I ran 3 matches, so this is my holster right now. So putting the gun in the holster, it seems fine. It passes the trigger not available question. The only thing is it's not actually all the way down inside the holster. If you, let's see if we can see here. Right here, it's actually striking on the little bit of plastic down there right before it gets all the way down. Now that doesn't mean that it can't be pushed all the way down into the holster, or maybe these screws loosened up so that it'll fit a little bit better. But it's not, it's obviously there's not a channel in the Kydex holster for it, so it's not fitting. I have another Red Hill Tactical holster here. Let's see, Red Hill. So this one, same problem. It doesn't quite fit. It's stopping right there where it hits the lip. This one's a little bit looser of a holster, so I'm able to get it down in there with just a little press. It's moving maybe a less than a quarter inch, maybe. It's not a lot of movement there. It's all the way down in there. Again, if I loosen this screw, it'll probably fit a little better, but it's obvious there's not a channel there. So if you have a Kydex holster that's been set up with one of the blue guns that they use to mold these, that's not going to fit. You're going to have to adjust your holster a little bit, maybe look at a new holster. I mean, yeah, okay, so it fits as far as going in, and it's a little loose, but it's not in there because you can see the difference when it's completely in these holsters. If I push it all the way, it comes all the way back to the mag release, but when you put it in there, just kind of set it in there, it doesn't quite come all the way back. So I got a fully loaded magazine, my backup module. I've got an extended mag release on there, so if I set the gun down for a table pickup, unfortunately if I try to snatch it off and I put too much pressure on the snatch, I'll unlock the magazine. This has happened to me in classifiers and everything else. I just never learned. So when I go to do a quick pickup, I'll snap it and lose my magazine. This, with the gas pedal now, it changes the angle that the gun is available. It picks the muzzle up a little bit and it leaves this front strap open a little bit here more for me. And if I put pressure here, you can see that the mag release moves, but it doesn't move enough to unlock the magazine. So if it gives me more purchase for me to be able to pick up the gun without having the disaster factor of smashing that mag release button. So that's an interesting thing that I found with the table pickup. So the last thing is whether or not I would recommend the gas pedal. I say that if you've got a good grip on the gun and you know how to grip the gun properly, then this is a nice product to establish an identical grip every time. You're probably already indexing, like I found myself doing. I was already indexing on the original takedown pin. I just didn't realize it until I put this on. My thumb was already lying on it the first 2 times I picked it up and just tried to grip in the gun. But it was, and my thumb misses it once I took it back off and put the original takedown pin in, because it's a bigger surface just to put my thumb. I would call it a thumb rest and not anything that would be referred to as something to mitigate recoil, because I think your grip should be doing that, and when the gun recoils, your hands are pretty much staying static. The gun recoils in your hands a little bit. I didn't find this helping me shoot any flatter than I already do. Well, flatter, whatever the hell that means, right? It shoots pretty flat for me as far as the terminology goes. Without this, this didn't seem to help me at all as far as not losing the dot or anything while the gun was recoiling. If you don't already have a good grip and you think this is going to solve your problem, you're going to have a bad day. I recommend something to help build up your grip strength and maybe learning how to grip hard with this hand and let this hand do the trigger work before you do something like putting this on your gun, because it's not going to solve your problems. It's not magic. It's just something to put your thumb on. It helps me establish. I know immediately when I've missed my grip because my thumb sits differently on it. So yeah, I think if you're gripping the gun already well, that'll be a nice little addition to your toolbox. I recommend it, sure. I mean, why not? It's legal. If it's going to be legal, And I have to adjust my holster a little bit, but other than that, I'm going to shoot the damn thing. So, I got one. I guess you can go get yours. Please don't sue me.